Hey guys, welcome to Storytime part 16, I think we're on now. Last time we read Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's Library, everybody is now on Team Kyle except for Charles. So Andrew Peckelman has left the building because he's a cheater and a liar and a thief. And all because of Charles. Charles is now on a team all by himself because Haley also decided to go onto Team Kyle because Charles is playing dirty. They're playing the right and fair way, and so she wants to be on their team. So we're on chapter 46 now, and we'll have to see what happens next. Let's see what kind of real bonus clues Mr. Lemoncello is serving up today, Charles said to his empty conference room. He really didn't mind flying solo. It meant he wouldn't have to share his prize when he won it. Winner won all, losers lost all. That was the way the world rolled, and Charles knew he would win. After all, he was a Chiltington. They never lost. Even if he had wasted his question about the mixed-up files book, turned out that Mr. Lemoncello's was just a sentimental sap like Kyle Keeley. The book was there because his beloved librarian gave it to the old fool when he was the same age as all the library lock-in contestants. Boo-hoo, big whoop. And what was all that nonsense about pine trees? Preposterous. Unclasping the sealed envelope, Charles found 2 silhouette cards. Each of them was numbered in case Charles couldn't figure out which books they would have been hidden in. Number 8, babied? Charles wondered. No, crawled. He examined the second free card. Number 12, 3 dinners, 3 couples, a restaurant? This one was difficult. Charles decided to put the 2 new pieces in the puzzle to see if their meanings would become clearer. Charles was missing only one clue, but he had everything else. You can walk out the way blank crawled in past restaurant. No, that didn't make sense. In fact, all he was really certain about were the first 2 lines. You can walk out the way. The way what? Past the restaurant, the Book Nook Cafe, and what about the image of the football player? It came from the Johnny Unitas book. Maybe Johnny Unitas, who had played football back when Mr. Lemoncello was Charles's age, had owned a restaurant? Perhaps a popular national chain? Alright, I'm going to pause to show you the clues. So number 8 was the baby crawling, it looks like, plus ED, so he's got crawled. And then he's got the 3 couples eating dinner, and then that's his whole puzzle he's got so far. If so, there might have been one in Alexandriaville, maybe right here in the old Gold Leaf Bank building. Could the last bit be in Johnny Unitas's restaurant? Or what if Andrew Peckelman had been right all along and it was the 19 that was the clue from the football player card? That would make the final line in 19. What? Diners? Couples? No. Anniversaries. The 3 couples in the bonus clue were obviously celebrating their anniversaries. 19 anniversaries? Was today the 19th anniversary of some major event in Alexandriaville? Charles shook his head. He knew the phrase would make sense only after he completed the 3rd line, the only one that still had a blank in it. Blank crawled in. What if the missing image is an eyeball? Then the 3rd line could be I crawled in. Hang on, Charles thought. The one book in the staff picks display case nobody has found yet was True Crime Ohio, the Buckeye State's most notorious brigands, burglars, and bandits by Claire Taylor Winters. The last image was going to be a criminal of some sort. That one single missing book might tell Charles who had crawled into the bank, and more importantly, where they had crawled in. Was this the 19th anniversary of a famous bank robbery? Charles realized he needed help. It was time to use his Ask an Expert. That made him laugh, because Charles knew the top library expert in all of America, maybe the world. Someone much more important than Dr. Yanina Zinchenko. Kyle Keeley and the rest of his bunch didn't stand a chance. Chapter 47. Eager to find out all he could in the final minutes before the Dewey Decimal doors reopened on the 2nd floor, Kyle listened as Haley Daly detailed everything she had learned on Team Charles. Meanwhile, Akemi added Andrew's and Haley's library cards to the list on the whiteboards in the community meeting room B. We were piecing together a picture puzzle, said Haley. It was like a memory match game or that old TV show Concentration. We played one of those too, said Miguel. A rebus. Right. So far, I'm pretty sure it says something like, you walk out the way bandits crawled in. Thou shalt not steal, said Kyle, tapping the Bible verse they had found in the 200s room. That points to bandits too. And the blackbird, said Sierra. It wailed like a police siren. Chasing bandits. Hang on, said Miguel. What about Willy Wonka? Were there criminals in the chocolate factory? No, said Sierra. And what about all this, said Akemi, pointing at the list of library cards. I added the new cards, but it still doesn't make much sense. So I've got our list of authors again. Number 1, Miguel Fernandez, Incident at Hawk Hill by Alan W. Eckert, No David by David Shannon. Number 2, Akimi Hughes, One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish by Dr. Seuss, and 9 Stories by J.D. Salinger. Number 3, Andrew Peckelman, 6 Days of the Condor by James Grady, and 8 Cousins by Louisa May Alcott. Number 4, Bridget Wage, Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing by Judy Blume, and Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. Number 5, Sierra Russell, The Egypt Game by Zilpha Keatley Snyder, and The Wrestling Game by Ellen Raskin. Number 6, Yasmin Smith Snyder, Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne, The Yak Who Yelled Yuck by Carol Pugliano Martin. Number 7, Sean Keegan, Olivia by Ian Falconer, and Unreal by Paul Jennings. Number 8, Haley Daly, Turtle in Paradise by Jennifer L. Holm, and A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline L'Engle. I don't know how you say her last name. Number 9, Rose Vermette, All of a Kind Family by Sydney Taylor, and Scat by Carl Hiaasen. Number 10, Kayla Corson, Anna to the Infinite Power by Mildred Ames, and Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein. Number 11 is still unknown because it's Charles Chiltington. And number 12, Kyle Keeley, I Love You Stinky Face by Lisa McCourt, and The Napping House by Audrey Wood. Wow, said Haley, what a mess. Tell me about it, said Akimi. I don't think it's another author title game, said Sierra, like up on the Wonder Dome. Huh, said Haley. Long story, said Miguel. We'll save it for later. What we need, said Kyle, is some kind of clue to show us how to unscramble this list. Remember what Dr. Zinchenko said when the game started. Your library cards are the keys to everything you will need. This clue is the big one, guys. We need to crack it. That's when Mr. Lemoncello popped his head in the door. Hello, hope I'm not interrupting. We have 20 minutes till the doors open upstairs. Anyone up for an extreme challenge? Chapter 48. In case you forgot, said Mr. Lemoncello, extreme challenges are extremely challenging and sometimes extremely dangerous. Is Charles doing one? Asked Akimi. He might. I'm going to ask him if he'd like to next. Mr. Lemoncello had changed out of his judge's costume into some kind of cat burglar outfit. Black pants, ribbed black turtleneck, and a sporty black beret. Is that costume a clue? Asked Haley, because it goes with the whole bandit theme. Don't know, but Dr. Zinchenko told me to wear it for the big finale. Is there going to be a finale? Maybe with Charles, mumbled Kyle. We're sort of stuck. At least till 11, said Sierra. That's when the most important clue will appear on the ceiling. Really? Said Mr. Lemoncello. That Dr. Zinchenko, the woman knows how to build suspense. So let's do the extreme challenge, said Haley. What do we have to lose? The whole game, said Akimi. Not for all of us, said Kyle. I'll do the challenge. After all, I'm the team captain. You are? Said Haley. We had an election, said Akimi, yesterday. Oh, cool. But Kyle, said Miguel, if you blow the extreme challenge, you lose, bro. Not if my team wins. No, said Mr. Lemoncello. If you lose, Kyle, you lose. You will not be allowed to share in the big prize. Fine. I'm going with you, said Haley. No, you're not, said Mr. Lemoncello. I have to. Look, we both know I'd be a fabulous spokesmodel for your games and stuff, but I can't just glom onto everything Kyle and his team have already dug up. I have to earn my place on this team. Sorry, Haley. Extreme challenges are and always will be solo efforts. But Mr. Lemoncello held up his hand. No buts. Kyle must face this challenge alone. However, yes, the rest of you can watch his progress on the video screens and cheer him on over the intercom system. You are a cheerleader, aren't you, Haley? Yep, said Kyle, but she's never cheered for me. Well, I will this time, I promise. Excellent, said Mr. Lemoncello. By the way, Kyle, there is no backing out once you commit to the challenge. Fine, said Kyle. Let's do it. Go, Kyle, go, shouted Haley. Akimi flinched. A warning next time, please. Sorry. Mr. Lemoncello touched his ear again. Here is your extreme challenge. Dr. Zinchenko tells me. The answer you seek, he paused to listen. The key to this code is a memory box that holds the mother lode. What? Mr. Lemoncello shrugged. Sorry, I don't write 'em, I only recite 'em. Wait, there's more. Forget the Industrial Revolution. My first idea is your certain solution. The room was silent. Mr. Lemoncello touched his ear once more and continued. And now it's time for the addendum. Huh? A last-minute addition. The box had been here, but now it is there. Poor Kyle, your fate is up in the air. Mr. Lemoncello stood there grinning for several seconds. Is that it? Said Kyle. Yes. Find what you're looking for before the second floor doors open and it's yours. Fail, and you, Kyle, will be eliminated from the game, and your team, due to that series of unfortunate events, will be forced to struggle on without you. Good luck. You have 15 minutes. And Mr. Mr. Limoncello left the room. Dude, said Miguel, shaking his head, you are so dead. Wait a second, said Haley. I think I know how to find what Mr. Limoncello was talking about. You do? Said Kyle. I better. I'm the one who moved it from here to there. Alright, I'm reading one more. So we're going to read 49. I'm interested. Now then, Charles, said Mr. Limoncello, would you like to utilize any of your remaining lifelines? Perhaps an extreme challenge? And ask an expert? Yes, sir, said Charles. And may I just say it's kind of you to come in here and ask me that question. Well, it's cloudy with a chance of meatballs, and I had nothing better to do. Pardon? Nothing, just a brief flight of fancy, my mind sailing off past the phantom toll booth. So, which lifeline would you like to use? My ask an expert, sir. Fine. See Mrs. Tobin at the main desk. I must go to my office to monitor Kyle's extreme challenge. What's he doing? Trying to beat you. Toodles! Mr. Limoncello raised his beret by its stem, turned on his heel, and headed for one of the bookcases on the far side of the rotunda. Charles watched him tilt back the head on a bust and then press a red button in the middle of what would have been the man's neck. A door-sized section of the bookcase swung open. Mr. Limoncello stepped into the darkness. The bookcase swung shut. Charles hurried to the librarian's desk at the center of the rotunda reading room. Mrs. Tobin? He clapped his hands. Mrs. Tobin! Chop, chop, I'm in a bit of a rush. The doors upstairs will be open in 13 minutes. Mrs. Tobin! The holographic librarian finally appeared. Good morning, Charles. How may I help you? I need to use my Ask an Expert. Very well. Whom do you wish to consult with? Someone who knows his way around a library. If that is all you require, Charles, perhaps I can be of assistance. I need to talk to my Uncle Jimmy. Your Uncle Jimmy? Could you please be more specific? Yes, of course. James F. Willoughby III. James F. Willoughby III? Yes, ma'am. The head librarian of the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. is your uncle? That's right. If my mother's brother, Uncle Jimmy, the top librarian in all of America, can't help me find the one book I'm looking for, nobody can. And that's all for today. So next time we'll get to see what happens with the extreme challenge. I don't know what box they're talking about. I don't remember Haley moving a box from here to there, but we will have to find out whenever we come back. I'm filming this on Thursday, May 7th, but Sunday, May 10th is Mother's Day. So do me a favor and make sure you tell your mom just how much you care about her, how much you love her, how important she is to you. And all the ladies in your life that have helped raise you, because y'all are all amazing children, and I have enjoyed getting to know all of y'all this year, and I've enjoyed being your teacher. So do those ladies a favor, tell them how much you appreciate them. Bye, guys.